Welcome! My name is Colleen Tauke and I'm the sewing specialist here at Bonds & Porter. In this Quilting Quickly tutorial, I'm going to show you how to put together the blocks in the quilt called GeoGrid. If you'd like to purchase this pattern, you can visit our website and acquire it that way. Okay, we've got 2.5-inch strips of some really fun modern prints and an array of colors, and you can see how they play throughout the quilt. They're grouped for a little bit more dynamic effect, but there's lots of things to play with in this. So we're going to be matching up all of those 2.5-inch pre-cut strips. We're going to be using one solid cream color background fabric. And so follow the instructions for the cutting of the background fabrics into strips and then into rectangles and squares. You're going to need pieces that look like these. And you can see where they pop up in the block there. Now, for cutting of all those wonderful prints, you're going to follow instructions. It also tells you there that off of each strip in your pre-cut, you're going to be cutting a total of 4.5-inch rectangles. So this is layered for cutting 2 at a time. So I would be cutting 2 here, then 2 more. And then you need 5 2.5-inch squares. So 2 here, 2 here, and then 1 more, and then the piece that you have left is your reserve in case something is cut wrong or you want to redo at least 1 piece or 2. You have a little bit left. And you want to group together the rectangles and 4 of the squares because they're going to be used in creating a block. So you don't have to scramble through all your pieces. As you cut them, pick them up, put them together into your stack. And then the 1 extra 2.5-inch square, put into a separate stack. That's going to be used in the centers of each of the blocks because they're all varied in the center. Once you have your strips cut into segments, then it's time to lay out your block. Let's move this so we have a little bit of space here for laying out a block. So your varied little center blocks you have, and then you're going to be creating the rectangles or the angled corners, this geo square, by putting together a print square, a background square, and a rectangle. So I've got these 2 joined already, and when I press, then I pressed them toward the print fabric so you don't get a show through of your seam allowances. And then you'll join the rectangle onto the edge here and press seam allowances toward the rectangle. And you're going to create 4 of those. Remember when we were picking things up and keeping them together? So you have all of those together so you can make 4 units that look like this then. And when you get your 4 units put together, you start to lay out what the block looks like. The fun part about this is because you've got them grouped, you can chain piece them together, which keeps them near each other in your chaining, and then lay out each block. You can select a center block to have a little fun with, and then you're going to be putting rectangles that you cut here and here, and grab a couple more here and here. So then it's basically a varied 9-patch construction. You're going to create rows here and here. So your center one goes like this. It's that small row, and you're and simple adjoining rows, making sure that your intersections, if you're worried about getting points, we'll look at the back side of this one so that you can see that the seam allowances at that very center were pressed toward the outside edges of the block. Seam allowances here were pressed towards the light, and that created that opposing seam so that when you were stitching that varied 9-patch together, you can get nice intersections and everything will lay nice and flat. You're going to go down through all of your wonderful prints and create blocks that have a lot of fun color, and you can switch out that center block. You're going to create all of your blocks for GeoGrid, and then you're going to finish it off with a turquoise binding, and you've created your own GeoGrid quilt. If you'd like to see more of our Quilting Quickly tutorials, please visit our website. Thanks for joining me today.